Greetings, dear humans of the great nation of YouTube, and any interstellar hitchhikers accidentally tuned in. Welcome to Aliens Find Out, a series where we, the deeply traumatized witnesses of galactic history, uncover what your species is really about, from eyewitness reports and intercepted mission logs to the bedtime horror stories whispered by alien grandparents. We explore the curious, terrifying truths of humanity. So, if you enjoy a good cosmic cautionary tale, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell before a human finds out you're watching. And hey, share your thoughts in the comments below. Now, let's find out what the humans did this time. Classified Transmission, Galactic Expeditionary Observation Corps, Origin, Agent Dataral, Infield Operative on Planet 3 Blue Earth, Designation, Urgent, Cultural Threat Report, Title, Incident Report, Will Smith. Esteemed Sub-Marshal Cronex, I must respectfully submit an immediate and high-priority reassessment of the human species. My report concerns a direct observation I made while embedded in one of their civilian population centers in a region known as Texas. As instructed, I have been operating under low-profile infiltration protocols, fully camouflaged in a passable human skin suit, model, late 30s white male, slightly tired, and have maintained regular contact with the local customs and entertainment centers. It was in pursuit of cultural intelligence that I encountered what I must now classify as a planetary-level threat vector. The humans call this facility a cinema. At first glance, a cinema appears innocuous, a communal sensory chamber where humans gather in large numbers to consume nutrient-free substances and perform synchronized emotional reactions to moving visual narratives. I entered one such structure in the Terran cycle designated Saturday night, following a large local migration of adolescent and middle-aged specimens. Most were armed with bucket-sized sodas, and what I later discovered was a semi-solidified puffed maize lubricant, a ritual food they ingest during threat exposure, possibly to maintain nutrient balance during bloodlust surges. My initial scans indicated a non-lethal environment. No weapons visible, no warriors in uniform. Just civilians in tight denim shorts and slogan-bearing garments. I'd rather be hunting. Punch first, ask never. They were loud, crowded, and dripping with some kind of carbonated sugar fluid. I took a seat in the back row to maintain maximum tactical awareness and braced for mild cultural insight. The event was labeled Independence Day 4, Let's Rep Some Alien Butts. A sequel, apparently. I had not seen parts 1 through 3. I now believe this omission has damaged my mind irreparably. As the lights dimmed, the room fell silent, not with reverence, but with a coiled anticipation. These humans were not here for peaceable reflection. They were here to witness violence. The opening scene confirmed my fears. A massive aerial assault launched by a solitary Terran soldier against what was clearly a simulation of our homeworld's defensive moon citadel. The invader was labeled Will Smith. I recognized this designation from several Terran archives. At first, I believed it to be symbolic, an abstract avatar of chaos, perhaps. But no, Will Smith was real. Documented. Clothed in archaic military fatigues, biceps glistening with rage sweat, and moving with impossible momentum, he laid waste to the entire moon garrison within the first 4 minutes of the visual recording. He did not use ships or weapons. He simply punched them. 50-foot-tall armored sentinel drones, punched, a bioplasmic tank unit with hive coordination, punched, in the brain, a high counselor pleading for diplomatic de-escalation, head butted off a balcony with such force he collided with a passing space bus. I began to perspire within my human suit. The sensory feedback system attempted to adjust my heartbeat, but I had to manually suppress it as I began to panic. This was not a simulation. This was presented as fact. Historical footage, according to the dialogue. Will Smith, it was said by one of the generals on screen, ended the war with just 2 fists, a cigar, and that smile. That smile. I will dream of it. It was not joyous, it was predatory. I tried to convince myself it was satire. Surely no one species could revere this level of unilateral combat. But then came the crowd. Every blow that Will Smith delivered, every shattered alien jaw or explosive backhand to our kind, was met with cheers. Not shock, not horror, but glee. They laughed when he vaporized a diplomat with a one-liner. They stood up and applauded when he used a defeated prisoner as a club to kill 2 more guards. I looked around in the flickering light. I had to know. Were they all like this? A child, no more than a hatchling by our standards, wore a plastic Will Smith mask and mimed punches in the air with an expression of pure joy. A female of older age stood up and yelled, "Hell yeah," when the Terran hero detonated our planetary capital using what he called a freedom bomb made of hot sauce and quantum batteries. And a man 3 seats down from me, holding a greasy nutrient loaf labeled Chili Dog Combo, leaned over and whispered, "You aliens better not try no funny business. We got Will Smith." Then he winked. I have never known fear like this. I left the cinema 37 Terran minutes into the experience, which was barely a third of the runtime. I could endure no more. I stumbled into the parking enclosure, blind with dread, the sounds of our people's simulated agony echoing behind me. I lost partial control of my camouflage protocols and had to hide behind a vehicle labeled Ford F-150 for 10 minutes until my thermal coloration stabilized. I am submitting a formal request for immediate extraction from this planet. Further, I urge that we reclassify Homo sapiens from moderate threat, chaotic development, to extreme threat, unpredictable psychopathology. I now believe that this species possesses not just violent capacity, but the cultural will to celebrate the obliteration of entire civilizations for entertainment. Will Smith may or may not be real in the sense that he personally raised my uncle's colony cluster, but the Terrans believe in him. That is worse. They worship him, and they have sequels. I await orders, though I strongly recommend we cancel any invasion plans. Respectfully and in mortal terror, Agent Detarl, disguised as human, Todd, accountant, still hiding behind the Ford end transmission. Greetings, dear humans. Welcome to Humans Fuck Yeah, a channel dedicated to everything that makes your species absolutely terrifying, wildly unpredictable, and strangely lovable. My name doesn't translate well, but you can call me Overlord. Your host. And no, I'm not here to invade. That's next quarter. Here you'll find 4 weekly transmissions showcasing the many chaotic glories of humanity across the stars. On Mondays, we bring you Aliens Find Out. These are humor-filled reports of unsuspecting aliens discovering the horrors or wonders of human behavior. Things like, what is a Texas? Or why do humans keep pets that can maul them? Wednesdays, the mood shifts with humans. Space, noir, gritty, shadow-drenched stories from the edge of known space. Sometimes the scariest thing in the void is what humans bring with them, and sometimes it's just the coffee machine. Fridays. We go full cinematic with Ko-Fi Protocol, our flagship sci-fi adventure series following the crew of the UES Snark Remark. This ragtag team of snarky soldiers, one sarcastic AI, and a deeply concerning wrench named Greg get thrown into battles, black ops, and probably at least one galactic bake sale. It's gritty, it's funny, it's very human. And finally, Sundays, we serve up the crew logs. These are bite-sized transmissions from humans in space, rants, tutorials, questionable advice, and war stories they probably shouldn't be sharing. So, if any of that sounds remotely fascinating or moderately dangerous, like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Ring the notification bell so you don't miss an upload or an impending invasion. And if you really want to support the mission, visit our Patreon, because hyperdrives aren't cheap and someone keeps stealing the coffee budget. Leave a comment, say hello. Tell us what makes you terrifying. We'd love to learn more about your species. Welcome aboard, and remember, humans, fuck yeah.